Good morning, traders. So we're still looking at the Bill Williams theory and looking at the Dax. So the daily chart, which is what we're on right now, hasn't left me with anything that is indicating a decent trend change. If anything, it is starting to look like a retest of the alligator. If you look at the oscillator here, grouped in the overbought territory, and we have this sort of a flag that is playing out at the moment. Okay, so there it is there. So we've had this big rally, pull back, second move up. But the second move up pretty much been sold off. If we can just pick up, I can't even tell you where it's been sold off. Okay, so it looks like it's this inside tail here that was sold off. Let's just change that back to our blue. Okay, let's have a look at the weekly quickly. There's nothing there, and the monthly. I'm just looking for any moving averages that are in this area. But we do have a bit of an inside bar forming on the monthly, and if you have a look on the monthly, you've got pretty much these two tails here. See them there? So that would be the area that I would expect sellers to step back in. Okay, we are far from the alligator on the weekly, so you would expect some kind of a pullback towards the alligator before continuation down. And remember, we are still looking for this this head and shoulders target. Okay, so long term, we are still looking for price to come all the way down to 9957 or 10,000. Okay. Okay, so let's get back to, I think we've got the daily here. Okay, so you can see there's our next most logical level. And I suppose the alligator is also holding up price at the moment as well. So this flag target would be a retest of this previous breakout here. Okay, so if this flag played out, we've got a breakout. This is the area here where I would be looking for another long. And this area here is 10681. 10681. Okay, so that would be a nice area for a long, and my long entry would basically take me to targets to come and test this breakout here. Okay, if we don't get a pullback and we just sort of keep rallying, then this is the area I'll be looking for a short. Okay, now bear in mind that we could be having this inverse head and shoulders forming. So here's the shoulder, here's the head. So rally up, pull back, up, that will give us the next shoulder. So that is potential over the coming weeks. But this is rather concerning because if you look on the 4 hour, you've got a high, higher high, high, and well, basically double top. It's slightly lower, but it's still diversions. So I've got a wedge, diversions, and then I have a 4 hour 200 EMA here as well. So this thing could just sort of amble up, down, and up again to this target area. Okay, so that is what I'm concerned about at the moment. A positive part of this is the fact that we are above the alligator. We are holding above the alligator. So for all intents and purposes, the trend is currently up. Okay, but there are warning bells here that we could be looking for a reversal of sorts. Okay, so but until you get this, let's just tidy this up. Until you get a signal that tells you otherwise, trade with the trend, and just pick a time frame where you're going to dictate the trend off. So if it's the hour, so I normally like anything between the hour, 3 hour, or 4 hour, or 1, 2, 3, and 4 hour. Those are the time frames that I look at for a trend. But once you've chosen one of those time frames, just stick to it. Don't deviate from it. So. And the reason why I use multiple time frames there is it depends what's going on. You know, if we're very choppy up and down, then I use a smaller time frame. If we're more sort of long term to the upside, like this 4 hour, You can see the trend is up. We haven't had a decent retest of the break, but the trend is still up. Okay, so you could argue that this 4-hour bar here was the pullback to come and test the breakouts of this level here. Okay, so that is kind of what I'm looking at the moment. I just want to go down to the half hour here just to pick up anything else. Nothing really to pick up. If we look at the futures market at the moment, DAX futures is up 1%, sitting at 10,931. Okay, which is pretty much close to this level up here. That's 10,891. So there's 1090 there. So just above the high of yesterday. Okay, and that to me is rather a dangerous sign. I'd rather wait for a pullback to get back in. So you're probably going to get a decent sized gap up. Hopefully we come back and close the gap. That would be an entry long. And then you just keep trading with this trend. You can see on the 30-minute we are sort of bouncing off the alligator. Although the alligator hasn't got much vigor, it's just pretty flat. Okay, so that's my view today. I still expect some upside. One of the things I'm concerned about is this wedge. Okay, so somewhere off one of these levels. So obviously it's not going to be this level here, but off 10,950 or alternatively 1100 is the area that I'm looking for. And I think you should get some short action off those levels. May only be a small pullback and then give you another opportunity to get on long. But that's just the way I think this market's going to play out today. Okay, so can't really give you fractional levels. Excuse me. Can't really give you fractional levels because the hour fractals are quite far apart. It's from there to there. It's over 100 points. So yes, I think my advice to you is really trade with the trend. The trend is currently up. Don't go in long at the top here. I mean, that's pointless. You're probably going to have a short scalp down to this trend line. So you might, what I'm saying is that you're sitting up top here right now. So the open may happen in this area, then you pull back, then you get in long down here at the gap close. And what you're looking for is again back to this area here of 10,950. Okay, this wedge is concerning. It is a big concern in my life right now. And you can see we're on the hour. Have a look at the awesome oscillator as well. We've grouped the upside and then we've got a lower high, whereas price has given us a higher high. Okay, so I am anticipating this to play out. I think a better area for longs is going to be down 10,680 area. Okay. So that's kind of my view. Just trade this wedge and be careful of the wedge break. And remember, you could get a wedge break to the upside as well, which would give you the same measured move target that you'd have to the downside, but you'd have to the upside. Okay, so yeah, guys, that probably doesn't help you much or give you much scope for today's trade, but it's either going to break through this with vigor and shoot for the stars, or alternatively it's going to get caught up on the top of this wedge and move back to the downside, get caught on the downside, move back up, and then move to the downside. Okay, anyway, guys, proceed with caution, I think, is the advice I have for you at the moment. And I think all the markets are showing this, that they've all got some kind of an upside target that they're aiming for, and then they're looking pretty tired from that upside target, so then I'd expect some kind of a pullback. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.